Have you ever snapped at your partner and then later realized you didn't even know why? You felt off, but couldn't name it. That's the moment where better communication could have started. Today, I'll be showing you how you can start learning to identify your feelings and naming them. This will help you reduce stress because recognizing and understanding your emotions can help you better manage stress and develop healthier coping mechanisms. It can also increase your self-esteem because understanding your emotional landscape can lead to greater self-acceptance and a more positive self-image. It also sets us up for better emotional processing. Being emotionally aware allows you to process difficult experiences and move through them more effectively. A 2012 study by these guys, whose names I will not try to pronounce because I'm way too Swiss to do that correctly, showed something powerful. When people watched a disturbing film, only those who couldn't name their emotions accurately struggled to understand others afterwards. Those with higher emotional awareness stayed calm and accurate, even in emotional situations. In short, being able to name your feelings protects your brain under pressure. Emotional awareness helps you regulate your reactions. It boosts empathy and relationship satisfaction. Without it, you're guessing at your own experience and your partner's. So let's walk you through the 3-step feelings naming formula. As a quick tip, there's tools like these here. These are feeling wheels. They go from simple to a little more complex. They can really help you with identifying emotions, especially if you're struggling to figure out any of them or are really lacking in vocabulary when it comes to that in the moment. I know that in the beginning, I struggled a lot with going beyond I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling mad, and things like that, and getting into more nuanced things like I'm feeling disappointed, I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling lonely. So let's get to the 3-step process. Step 1 is going to be scan your body. What we mean here is just close your eyes and notice sensations in your body. Where can you feel what? Maybe a tightness in the chest, a lump in your throat, your shoulders tensing up, clenching your jaw, a moving, dull sensation in the stomach like you're on a roller coaster. You want to answer the simple question of where in your body are you holding this feeling? Then pause and ask yourself, what emotion is this? And don't settle for vague words like bad or upset. The 3rd step is to name it accurately. Use a real emotion, not I feel like you're ignoring me, but I feel anxious, I feel ignored, I feel hurt. This is where the feeling wheel comes in and can really help you expand your emotional vocabulary and build it. As a small tip, specific words help your brain process emotions more easily. You're building emotional intelligence through language. Here's a second powerful tool for emotional awareness that builds on the first. Brief mindfulness check-ins. These are short pauses during the day to simply notice what's happening without judgment. Research shows that mindfulness helps people become more emotionally aware by observing thoughts, feelings, and body sensations as they arise without reacting impulsively. Even a 1-minute check-in can help you gain more clarity and set you up to react more skillfully and less impulsively to situations. What you're going to want to do is set a timer on your phone or pick a specific time during the day to just do 1 minute of checking in. So you don't do any other task, you focus purely on yourself, the present moment, and how you're feeling. So what you're feeling right now, your physical sensations or your thoughts. Notice what's coming up. That's all you need to do. No judging, no fixing anything, just noticing. This nicely transitions into our next step, which is going to be emotional journaling, where we're going to focus not only on the feelings, but also learn what might have triggered those feelings. Step 1 will be grab a notebook and a pen and get ready to write. Next time you're doing one of these check-ins or you're feeling overwhelmed by strong emotions, feeling off, feeling like you're in the wrong headspace, get your notebook, write down what you're feeling or what you're noticing, whether it's a body sensation, certain thoughts that keep coming back, or whatever you're feeling right now. And also write down what might have triggered it. For example, if you're noticing you're really mad and feeling off for about the last half hour, but about an hour ago you had a big fight with your significant other, that might have been the cause. So write that down. This will train your brain to become more aware of what triggers you. By becoming aware of these triggers, you can either avoid them in the future or learn to process them in a more healthy manner. This sets a solid foundation for a lot of things, like processing your emotions or learning to not get triggered by certain events anymore. Try to do this at least 3 times a day, as this will really help build your foundation of emotional awareness and set a solid foundation for the other skills. So what do we do after identifying all of this? Let's look at some real life examples. You might be tempted to text your partner, I'm feeling ignored. That's not great communication because you're not telling your partner what's wrong other than feeling ignored. You're not addressing why, you're not addressing what you're really feeling, and you're not addressing what your partner could do better to alleviate those feelings. So instead of saying, I'm feeling ignored, you could say something like, I feel anxious when I don't hear from you because I worry something's wrong. Or doing a little check-in after an argument. saying something like, I'm just mad, is not that helpful. But maybe something like, I noticed I have a tight chest and a lump in my throat. I think I'm feeling quite overwhelmed and angry, is a lot clearer on what you're going through and what's causing this. Instead of saying something like, I'm just mad, saying something like, it's a really difficult subject for me and it really helps when we take breaks during the argument. A bonus tip, according to the study, the people that could name their emotions didn't crumble under them. So being able to name them equals resilience to some degree. It really helps calm down when you're feeling a lot of emotion and can't really tell what it is. It can really help you get that under control. Now, let's quickly talk about some common pitfalls. Pitfall number 1, using thoughts as feelings. You might be tempted to say something like, I feel like you don't respect me. But a better option would be, I feel disrespected. The second common pitfall is overgeneralization. Saying something like, I feel bad. Really try to be specific. Something like, I feel disappointed. Maybe even a little bit embarrassed. The third pitfall we look at is hiding emotions in blame. So whenever you're saying something, don't make it sound like, you made me feel this way. Because blaming other people in most situations doesn't help, and it certainly doesn't with your emotional awareness. The goal is to express how you're feeling, regardless of what other people did. Something like, I'm feeling hurt because I had different expectations. This really matters because when you can't name feelings, you become more reactive and your ability to read others suffers. With emotional clarity, your brain has more room for empathy and control. To recap, start with the body, ask yourself what you're feeling, name it precisely, and then share that. This will build psychological strength as well. In fact, people who score higher on emotional awareness tests are more accurate under stress. So try this before your next tough conversation or after. Pause, name what you feel, then share it clearly. And don't forget to check out my next video where I'm going to talk about how to properly process your feelings before you speak so that you don't burst out at your partner in anger. Because just because you can identify it doesn't mean it suddenly goes away and that you've processed it. If you like this video, make sure to check out my next one where I'm going to talk about how to process emotions before speaking so you can stay calm and clear even in conflicts.